We'll open the floor to questions for Coach Collins.
Coach, entering year 7 for you, what's the vibe going into this year?
You know, this is as positive a team chemistry as we've had in quite some time. Like we've put a lot of time and effort, and the girls, to their credit, put a lot of time and effort off the court, really trying to build that trust off the court, because that'll carry over to trust on the court. And so it's just, for the most part, it's a good group to be around. There's times when they frustrate you and make you mad, but they're a lot of fun. We spend a lot of time off the court doing things, whether it's cooking or going to dinner or just, whatever it might be. And, they're excited about this season.
Speaking with the girls, it seemed like there was really, really good energy, good confidence between the group. Is that something that shows itself during practice?
It depends. Most of the time, yes. Like, sometimes when you see those turnovers, that's not positive energy. But, every day they've competed in practice, and we even talked. We had a scrimmage. We scrimmage a lot with referees and different settings. But we had a scrimmage, and we didn't do our best. And but what we talked about was the next day was really the focus is not. Yes, we want to win every game, and yes, we want to win every contest. But really what we want to win is getting better each and every day. We want to get better in practice every day. We want to get better because that scrimmage. And so that's what I'm really proud of this team is they've come to practice every day. A lot of times if the music's loud, the energy's loud, but they bring that energy every day and really try to keep that focus on how am I going to get better? How are we going to get better today?
They didn't make any bones about it. They admitted that they got kind of a chip on their shoulder with the way last year ended. As a coach, when you see that team that's that motivated, how do you feel like you can take that and kind of mold it into success?
That's the whole key is motivated and talented. That's what you want to be. And so the challenge from a coaching perspective has been trying to put all the new faces and new personalities together and try to make it seem seamless, make it feel like it has fitted together all along and like it's worked together for years, and that's really been the challenge. The girls help that because we talk a lot about really being as happy for your success as I am for my own individual success, and so we're trying to get to that. We're not there. It's a work in progress, but that's where we're trying to get.
You have 3 girls at the table that all, took that, are willing to take that leadership role and go with it with varying degrees of experience. How nice is it to have a core like that that's willing to kind of step up and be those team leaders like all 3 sounded like they were when we were just talking about?
And that's the big benefit. During practice, there's times when I just stand there and I won't say anything because I'll notice that Destiny is giving instruction to a newcomer, and then I'll see Lexus talking to someone, and then I'll see Acacia maybe talking with a coach, and so I'll just stand there and just be quiet for a couple minutes and let those conversations happen because those are things I know what they're saying. I can tell. Sometimes I hear them. Sometimes I can tell what they're saying, and so that's a real benefit. And because now when you've got when you've got your leaders, you've got your returners, and it's not just Acacia and Destiny and Lex. It's also Mackenzie and Josie Gilvin, and they're doing the exact same thing. And so when you've got those returners sharing, imparting, encouraging, then sometimes I just need to be quiet and wait.
As far as production goes, those 3 up there plus the other few returners that you just listed are going to have a big impact on the court. But who are some of the new faces that have really stood out to you this summer that we'll get to see pretty substantial time on the court?
Yeah, we've got 9 new faces. So you want me to list? No, really, I'm excited about, truthfully, about all of them. We've got what we needed was depth, and what we needed was size. And coaching staff have done a great job of really adding those 2 elements to our roster. I need where we're not going to have to play Lexi and Acacia and Destiny 32, 35, 38 minutes. That wore down all of them. And we've not been able to get through a season. We've been in a lot of good spots, and then an injury would happen. and it really affected the outcome of the season. And so we really need that depth. And so we're going to get depth from kids like Maya Pratcher. We're going to get depth from Zophie Telegdi is our kind of our interior player right now, and really gives us a presence that we haven't had in a while. And she's done a great job. Mariama Sal's given us depth right there. When Callie Rose gets ready to go, she'll give us some more depth. And so we've really got a lot more than we've had in a while. And so that's really been the challenge, is getting it all fit together, making sure everybody's on the same page, make it seem like it's fluid and it flows, and it's not perfect, but right now I kind of like where we are. We've still got work to do.
Coach, you talked about, the struggles of keeping everyone healthy. Going into this season, is there anybody on the roster who's, maybe struggling with health, or has any kind of injuries they're working on?
Oh, we've gone through all that stuff, I mean, from sickness to injury, and we've got one young lady, Tatum, that's going through an injury, and she's working to get back as well. So that's just part of it. But that's why we need to have 14, 15, and not 12, 10. And so, but again, credit to the young ladies. They've done a really good job of doing their rehab, their prehab, doing the things that they got to do in strength training, trying to build some durability in there. So I think that helps as well.
I know ultimately at the end of the day, preseason rankings don't mean much, as the players were saying, but when you see where you're stacked in this conference, what's that kind of do? What do you kind of see the conference as a whole? Because last year it felt like, 2 through 8, 2 through 9 were all bunched there together, with maybe middle being a step ahead of everybody.
Right.
How do you think it kind of shakes out this year?
Well, I think congratulations to Bodareva and to Bella Smoot. They're on the mid-major all-watch list. And so I think those two teams probably have as much returning as anyone, and added some experience, and so and FIU as well. But I think we're going to be right there. I think we're going to be able to compete with everybody in this conference. I think the conference is as competitive as it's been in a while. But I like our team. I like the players that we have. We don't have the experience that maybe some of the other rosters have right now, but we will when it counts. We will in January.
Coach, the season is vastly approaching, but the exhibition game coming up really soon. Finally getting to see your team and all the depth that you have, kind of throwing players in here and there, but getting to see them play against a different opponent for once. I mean, it's got to be exciting leading up to this season.
That's it. Thank you. We're looking forward to next Tuesday, and we've worked hard. It's our top retreat. And so Lillian and the marketing staff have done a great job promoting it. And so at 5 o'clock, parents can bring their kids in and they can trick or treat in Diddle Arena for free. And so we have a lot of student organizations and other sport teams that will be set up around the concourse, and so kids can trick or treat for free. And then our game will tip off at 6. And so you can come get free candy and watch free basketball. It doesn't get much better than that. So, and even if it rains, it'll be the same weather inside. So, but I'm looking forward to the exhibition game. We even talked about the exhibition game, really about focusing on doing the things that we know we need to do to be good. And just because if you do something that's not correct, just because you're successful with it doesn't mean you got better. And just consequently, if you do something correctly and it didn't work, doesn't mean you didn't improve. And so that's what we're really focused on right now in the exhibition, is trying to learn from that, grow, and get ready for that home opener on the road. Not home opener, the opener on the road.
I asked Destiny how hard of a decision it was for her to decide to come back this extra year. She said it wasn't a hard decision at all. What do you think she's going to bring now, having a year under the system, maybe a year to learn things, and not have, started last year, she kind of had the will she, won't she play hanging over her head. What do you think she's going to bring?
Yeah.
She's been here a year.
Really last year, she wouldn't like for me to say this, but she was like a freshman. She didn't play a lot at Tennessee. She didn't play at Ole Miss. And so she got here, and then we weren't sure about the NCAA ruling on her eligibility and what was nothing to do with her, just with the second transfer. And then they got the clearance to play. And a little bit of a surprise. We weren't sure. We were a little hesitant at first because there was some players had second transfers that were playing, and we were a little questioning whether they were going to burn a year or not a year of eligibility. And so really this has been the first time that she's gone into an off season knowing that she was going to play the next season and she can prepare. And she prepared this spring and summer like I've never seen her. And I've known Destiny since she was a junior at Jonesboro. And so she is, she's prepared more for this season, I think, maybe than she ever has. Now, I've been on her here lately to get sharp like she was about a month ago, so she's still got some work to do.
Can you explain how passionate and hardworking this group is about the game and looking to grow off of last year?
Yeah, you know, we weren't satisfied, happy. We were really kind of really upset with the way things went down the stretch, having so many games where we had a lead and it got away from us for different reasons. But I like how this team has competed in practice every day. We change the lineups, we change the teams every day. So you're playing with a different 5 or 6 every day in practice, and so I like how they'll compete in a positive way against one another. We have certain shooting competitions and goals and things that earn you rights in games, and you know, every day I'll see these players in here with coaches shooting and working on reaching those goals. And so actually walking over here today, one of our freshmen from Egypt, Salma Kadur, was in there working on the very thing I'm talking about, and that's not uncommon. They all are.
You mentioned the leads. I mean, is that part of the chip too? Because a lot of those losses last year, you had leads in the fourth quarter, and you just couldn't, for whatever reason, seem to kind of finish those. Do you think that's kind of the chip on the shoulder too, that they know that they were that close last year, and want to get over that answer?
No, not discounting the teams that won, but I tell the girls sometimes, before you can win, you got to learn how not to lose. And sometimes we just did things to ourselves, from turnovers or bad shots or missed box outs, that just let the game go a different direction. So we've got to really make sure that we understand how to close out that game. And so, yeah, that's part of it.
Could you talk about the growth of women's basketball? Could you talk about the growth of women's basketball and the tremendous success that it's seen over the past year with Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese, and the success that the WNBA has had, and how much that has helped to grow, you know, women's basketball over these recent years?
I think there's more interest, more viewership than there ever has been. And that's exciting. And I don't think it's just women's basketball. I think it's women's athletics, period. And I think that's helped it. But we've got the expansion. I think the greatest viewership last year, the women's NCAA tournament ever. And then this year, the WNBA finals, I think they had the greatest viewership that they've ever had as well. And so I think we're just at a point where there's been a greater investment in women's athletics, and now there's more exposure, and I think there's a lot of fans that are realizing, hey, this is exciting, this is fun, and so that's really what we want our fans. I think when you come to watch our players play, we've broken records from the most steals in a season. We're always one of the top, I don't know, Lillian, top 20 in the nation at least, sometimes a little better than 20, in forced turnovers and steals. And so those are all things that are based on just effort and pace and energy. And so once you come to a game, whether it's a WNBA game or whether it's a women's NCAA tournament, or if it's here in Diddle Arena, and watch the Lady Toppers, I think you'll be excited enough that you'll want to bring your kids and your friends and your families back, and because it's a fun atmosphere, and the girls play really hard. There's not a lot of dunks going on yet, but there's a lot of ball sharing, there's a lot of ball movement, and there's a lot of energy and a lot of excitement.
You know, last time when we talked about the schedule, one of them had slipped on my mind, so I'll bring it back to that. That Mercer game now, from a personal standpoint, how fun is that going to be, or is that not going to be fun to...
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see Michelle and Luther and catch up with them, and I'm glad for her. I know that she was excited to get back and get a head coaching role, and she'll. Yeah, I know they're going to compete hard. I know they're going to be prepared, and I know it'll be a lot of fun. And I remember we went down to Mercer. I think it was before COVID or the COVID year, and we had a really, really strong team, and that game came down to a close. It's a tough place to play, and I know it'll be a competitive ball game. It'll be a lot of fun to see them.
Coach, I know you said over the course of the season, you guys are still going to be kind of meshing together, making sure that chemistry works on the court. But what do you guys think you guys have for the start of the season, like positives and good things you guys are going to be able to do right now?
Yeah, right now, we're really trying to make sure we're on the same page. A couple areas. Defensively, making sure we're not playing individual defense without playing team defense first. And so we're really trying to make sure we're keeping some things simple, but making sure everybody's on the same page. And then offensively, we just really want to make sure that we're sharing the ball, moving the ball. And I've been encouraged from our statistics, from our scrimmages. Like, we've had a strong percentage of points from assist. And we haven't always had the strongest field goal percentage that we want. We've had some really good days, but the one thing that's been consistent is the assist numbers, and that tells you about the ball movement. And some of those assist numbers will get even better when we finish some of those shots. But those are the two things that we're really trying to make sure. One, build the trust off the court, because that'll carry over to the court, and then make sure we're all on the same page on both ends of the court, offense and defense.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Who do you like the series?